Laynie and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing today? Leave it down below. You know I love hearing from you. Oh wow, do we have a lot of fragrance to talk about today. For my birthday, I went around and I smelled every fragrance imaginable. Okay, not all of them, but I smelled a lot of the most recent releases, and I want to give you my quick thoughts on them. So if you love fragrance content, make sure you click that subscribe button. Join the fam. You will not regret it, okay? We have a great community here, and let's go ahead and get started. As I was smelling this, I made notes so that way I wouldn't forget. My thoughts about Plush Pear were, in the opening, it was very juicy, bright, like a sweet tart, which I'm really into those type of fragrances in the springtime. I like that it's sweet, but that little bit of yummy tartness kind of tames the sweetness a bit. This one came across as very energizing. It made me feel happy and awake. I loved the opening of it. As it sat down on the paper, it did become a bit more of a rich pear, and kind of like a vanilla was coming out. I definitely feel like the vanilla I was getting was similar to the vanilla I get in Vanilla 28. The accords on Fragrantica state that Plush Pear has white floral, fruity, floral, sweet, fresh, citrus, aquatic, vanilla green, lactonic. To me, this does have a light, fresh twist to it that I really enjoy. I would love to give this one a real wear. To me, it wasn't something I felt like in the moment I had to have, just because I have other pear vanilla combos. I wasn't sure if it was something I had to have. I also wish they would have picked a different bottle color. Someone online mentioned a bright green bottle would have been really neat, and they're so right, like a bright green pear. I also got my nose on the sweet peach. I was very excited for this one. I do love peach notes when done right, and my husband's favorite candy is peach rings, so he's definitely a fan of that yummy, gummy peach note. And this one has an opening that I wasn't expecting. It is peach, but a whole lot of apple. I was not expecting that at all. Eden Sweet Peach has notes of peach, red apple, and bergamot in the opening. And wow, I got so much of the apple for a second. I was like, is this Eden Juicy Apple? And I could see how maybe if you already have that in your collection, it could be a bit redundant. It does. As it tames down, the peach kind of starts to come forward. It is a pretty soft and faint fragrance, and even the peach is relatively faint. It did kind of give me the scent of smelling in like a bag of peach gummy rings, which is what I was honestly wanting. I like that candy peachy vibe, but it doesn't go super artificial or plasticky or anything like that, but it is kind of that same style of peach. But I was surprised at how soft this was on paper. Now, I haven't worn it, so maybe it does something different on skin. I also got to smell the new Fleur Honeymoon. I was a bit disappointed when I saw they were coming out with this one. Hello, we all want a cashmere skin in an EDP. Like, where is it? It was nice if you love a honey scent. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like honey's been done a lot, and I see a lot of people saying honey is a hard note for them. So I was a little surprised this was the launch they went with. It has top notes of lavender and mandarin, mid of honey, manuka, orange blossom, and saffron, base notes of vanilla, tonka, and sandalwood. Also, it just seemed a little bit surprising for a spring launch. Honey to me is kind of a rich note. I usually think a little bit cooler months. This is not a sickeningly sweet honey. I have Ellis Brooklyn Bee, which I really love, but it is a rich, velvety honey fragrance. Smells delicious, but this one is a much more like musky, airy honey. For people who like a honey note, I think this is a really good pick. Again, it's not too much. Next, I smelled Fleur Berry Cream. This is not the first time I've smelled it. This one is taking me on a roller coaster, you guys. I almost blind bought it. I blind bought a lot of Fleur body sprays, and the only miss I've had is the Vanilla Nectar. I'm still trying to like it. It's just too much. It's not my favorite. I almost bought this. And the first time I smelled it in Sephora, I was obsessed. I got the most like refreshing, cool berry, and I actually mean like cooling. Then this time it did something different. Like the opening I like. The opening is this really bright, juicy berry mixture. But as it dries down, it starts to do something strange that becomes very sour. And not like a good, yummy, sweet tart. Actually like kind of sour, spoiled. Ugh. Later in the day, it eventually smells really, really nice. But that sour thing lasted for a good chunk of the day. Also do really like the Fleur Matcha. I think that's really a beautiful, yummy yet earthy, grounded type of fragrance that I'm really enjoying. It's kind of a new thing for me, not my typical style, but there's something about it I really enjoy, and I would like to play with the two together. Like maybe that will give me the yummiest Starbucks matcha with the berry foam on top. Like that's what I feel like it would do together. That was fun. We had a tornado warning and had to go take cover. Thankfully, it seems like it's calm now. I also got to smell Ellis Brooklyn Isla Serena. I've heard people call it Isla Serena. I'm really not sure on that. That one is definitely a staple summer scent type of fragrance. It has notes of lime, sea salt, banana, papaya, coconut water, vanilla orchid, ginger flower, brown sugar, teakwood, and vanilla. I got like a lemony citrus opening for sure in the beginning. It came across a little bit harsh for like the first 2 seconds. Then the tropical sunscreen vibe kind of comes forward. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this fragrance, but I personally like Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar if I'm going something a little bit summery, tropical. Now, if you don't have a staple summer fragrance, I do think Isla Serena, however you say it, is worth checking out. One that I smelled a couple weeks ago and then got my nose on again that I felt like I was in love with, but now I'm not so sure about. 7 Virtue Strawberry Jam. It's actually shocking how much it smells like Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Like, it really reminds me of it. It's a strawberry marshmallow fragrance, and I do really like it, but at the same time, it's kind of going that too sweet realm, where I feel like it's one of those I could purchase and then it would end up being too sweet and I would never reach for it. This is one I would be open to getting a trial size of. If you smelled Yum Bougie Marshmallow, honestly, this is like the dry down of Yum Bougie Marshmallow. It doesn't take you on like the milkshake journey, but in the dry down they smell exactly the same. I do really love that 7 Virtues is a clean fragrance brand. So if you're looking for Yum Bougie Marshmallow but clean, a little bit more affordable, I do think Strawberry Jam is worth checking out. I have no idea how to say this next one. I'm going to butcher it. Athenaïs by Parfums de Marly. I really like this one. I will not spend this much, but I would buy a dupe of it if there's ever one out there. It is like a sophisticated orange blossom. I get why I've seen people online who buy a lot of high-end fragrances saying this one is too designer. It's super likable. The bottle is really, really pretty. I cannot lie, like the bottle. If I won the lottery, I'd probably add this to my collection. She's really pretty. It has notes of neroli, bergamot, yuzu, orange blossom, jasmine, mahonial, tonka bean, vanilla, and amber. All notes we've seen like 8 million times. So I, again, not a huge niche shopper. I'm not an expert in that realm, but I feel like this isn't gonna be their biggest seller because when you are spending almost $400 a bottle, you kind of want to smell unique. It's being compared to Prada Paradox. I could definitely see that. So like if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend $400, I can't say I blame you. I do think Prada Paradox would be a good one to check out. I have smelled the Erin fragrances a lot at different counters and I've never really been wowed by them. I was playing around with a little section of Erin products and I decided to spritz Amber Musk on my wrist. I kind of thought nothing about it because at first sniff it was just kind of like, oh, that's nice. It has musk, benzoin, ambroxan, sandalwood, rose, lily of the valley, and some coconut in there. I was like, oh, it smells nice, and like went on with my day. But the rest of the day, when I would like move my arms, I would get whiffs of it on my wrist, and it was truly intoxicating. I would think this is kind of comparable to something like Another 13. It's one of those your skin but better. It's not groundbreaking by any means, but you're gonna smell so good and like people are gonna be drawn to you. It's definitely got kind of like a sexy edge. I will say I wasn't as impressed with a lot of the recent launches as I thought I would be. Maybe I've just smelled so many things now it's harder to wow me. But how are you guys feeling about recent launches? Are you kind of like a little meh about them too? Or are you like really loving a lot of things? Well, definitely let me know down below. I love to hear your thoughts and I know others in our community do too. As always, you guys, please try to stay positive because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah! Bye-bye.